Hello everyone, welcome to Commerce classes. So today we will be taking up yet another problem to understand the closing of the books of vendor company. Now we are given balance sheets of two companies X Limited and Y Limited on 31st March 2017. We have preference share capital, equity capital divided into 10 rupees shares. Then we have different type of reserves. Capital reserve, general reserve, export profit reserve, surplus. Now all these are normal reserves, right? These are all profit based reserves. Export profit reserve is something which a company needs to maintain to avail tax benefits. So it is a kind of statutory reserve. So if this company is to go out and somebody is to purchase this company, then they need to maintain this reserve in their own books. So it is a statutory reserve. You have liabilities, creditors, bills payable. On the assets, we have tangibles, intangibles, inventory, trade receivables. Yes, herein it says bill receivables are all from X Limited. So these bill receivables are from X Limited. Cash and cash equivalent, preliminary expenses. So let us see what exactly is happening. So X Limited is taken over by Y Limited. The terms are, so X Limited is taken over, which means X Limited is the vendor company. So this company is to be liquidated. So we are to close X Limited books and these will go with the Y Limited. So Y Limited will continue the business. So you can now very well identify, is it amalgamation, absorption or external reconstruction. Now the terms are, Y Limited is to allot sufficient equity shares to redeem preference shares of X Limited at 10% premium. So what we are mentioned is that Y Limited will be issuing equity shares to redeem preference shares of X Limited at 10% premium. That means the preference shareholders of X Limited, which is 22,500, they will be issued shares in Y Limited, in this company, but their shares are redeemable at 10% premium. That means while paying them 10% will be added, so their total claim will be more. So it is a kind of loss to X Limited because they are to pay more in this regard. Secondly, the whole claim will be settled through the shares in Y Limited which are having par value 10 rupees. So we are clearly given the payment. We can easily find it out. Y Limited is to allot 10,000 equity shares to equity shareholders of X Limited at 10 rupees par value. So this is also clearly mentioned that to the equity shareholders you will be giving these many equity shares. So in a way the payments which are to be made to the shareholders of the vendor company, these are clearly given. So we can easily see that it is a payment method working here. Now Y Limited agreed to convert 10% debentures of X Limited into equal number of 12% debentures. Of course, any purchasing company can pay to the liabilities of vendor company, but for that matter, they need to take over these. So this point basically implies that Y Limited will be taking over debentures, and then once they are taken over, they come into the books of Y company, they will pay it as per their will. So this will be paid in the books of Y company. For X company, debentures are taken over. Cost of liquidation is to be borne by Y Limited. Again, this will be paid by Y Limited. So X Limited is not to record anything. For taking over business of X Limited, Y Limited valued assets like this. Now this is a valuation by Y Limited regarding the assets of X Limited. But since we already know the complete purchase consideration, so X Limited is not bothered with the valuation. This is what Y Limited is doing, so they will record it in their own books. So for purchase consideration or for X Limited books, this point is meaningless because once X Limited transfers its assets to Y Limited against a purchase consideration, which is clearly mentioned above, so they are not at all bothered how much is recorded by Y Limited in their books. So this is for Y Limited to do. So in the books of X Limited, this point is irrelevant. Similarly, you have debtors of Y Limited including 2,000 receivables from X Limited for sale of stock. So they have common debtors and creditors. Some stock is also common on which some profit was there. So again, this is a common transaction, but common transactions are adjusted by the purchasing company. So we can say that when we are working for closing of the books, transaction number 5, 6 and 7 also, which again is a common transaction, is irrelevant. So these are not at all relevant when we close the books. This is for the purchasing company to account for, because it will go in their books. So these are their adjustments. X Limited is for the time being simply closing everything. Okay, so we will be working for the first part, closing the books of X Limited. Second part we will take up when we are clear about the closing part. See, I don't want to have you people being confused over what to record, what not to record. So we have firstly taken up closing of the books only. So we'll work for this. Once it is clear, then we will go to the second part. So again, closing of the books of X Limited. We know that closing the books implies preparation of realization account, preference shareholders account, equity shareholders account, account of the purchasing company, and a cash or bank account, which is given here, bank balance. It says bank. Now, in order to close the books, we are to analyze the accounts. So see, this is preference share capital, which will belong to preference shareholders, and we know there is a loss of 10%. We are to redeem these at 10% premium, so it has a loss, which is to be borne by equity. Now, equity shareholders, their reserves, they all belong to equity shareholders. Now, as per the terms, the business is taken over, which implies that Y Limited will take over all liabilities. It will take over all assets, including cash and bank balance. Now, whenever cash and bank balance is taken, the company needs to leave some cash for the vendor company to make payments on its own. Now, when we read this question, we find that X Limited, that is the vendor company, is not to pay anything on its own. So, the whole cash will be taken over. Now, consider one adjustment here. Suppose we are given that this cost is borne by X Limited. That is, X Limited paid its own cost. So, if X Limited is to pay cash for expenses, how will it pay if it transfers the whole of the cash? So, if X Limited, that is the vendor company, is to pay something, then while closing cash or bank account by its transfer to purchasing company, we need to retain cash. So in that case, out of this, 4,500 will be retained for the payment and 2,190 will be closed in the books of purchasing company. Right? So rest of all assets and liabilities, when they are taken over, they are closed at their book value, but not cash. While transferring cash or closing cash, since it is taken over, sufficient cash must be retained to make any payments to be made by the vendor company. If vendor company is to pay something, leave some cash, then transfer the remaining. Okay. Now, preliminary expenses also belong to equity shareholders. So, what we find is that given this balance sheet of the vendor company, these amounts belong to the owners and these will be closed in realization account. So things are getting clear. So these will be closed through realization. This will go in preference shareholder and all this belongs to equity shareholders. So this is how the three accounts will be closed. Realization, preference shareholders, equity shareholders. So now we are to account for this in the books of X Limited. We are to close the books. Okay. So first we will be calculating purchase consideration and then we will go for the closing of the books. Now calculation of purchase consideration. Now whenever payment method is given, we make 7 columns because we need to record payment is to be made to whom? To the shareholders of X Limited. What is their present holding? Okay. What will they get? Form of payment in the new company. Then we record swap ratio. But in this question, swap ratio is not there because we are given the direct payments. So we will simply write number of shares to be issued at issue price and the total. So this is how our table will appear. So here in one column, that is of swap ratio, is being left out because there is no swap happening here because payments are directly mentioned. Alright. So we have this much here. Right. Okay. So to the shareholders, there are two type of shareholders: preference shareholders and equity shareholders. Now, what is their present holding? Preference shareholders are having 225 shares of 100 rupees each, and they are having equity shares are having 9,000 shares of 10 rupees each. How will they be paid? So Y Limited is to allot equity shares to the preference shareholders, equity shares to the equity shareholders. So the form of payment is equity shares in Y Limited. Same. Number of shares. Now herein we are not given the number, but we are given that these shares will be redeemed at 10% premium. So if 22,500 is the amount and the shares are to be redeemed at 10% premium, so what will be the total payment? So just calculate the amount. So let us take up 22,500 plus 10% premium, 2250, so 24,750. It means their total payment should be 24,750. So if the issue price is shares are of 10 rupees being given, so number of shares will be 2475. To the equity shareholders, it is saying issue them 10,000 shares of 10 rupees each. So 1 lakh, which implies that the total consideration is 1,24,750. This is purchase consideration. So this is how our table of purchase consideration is done. Now coming to the closing of the books. So in the books of X Limited, we will start with realization account, and you know the format. So T-shape account. Now realization account is prepared to settle all external liabilities and all assets subject to cash and bank, for which we have a separate rule. So let us see. Since we have read the question, we have analyzed the transactions, so we already know what is to be closed here. So looking at the assets, we are to close all the assets. So various assets. So we will be writing land and building 36,000, plant and machinery 1,03,530, furniture 3360. There is no goodwill with this company. Trademark 1,300, inventories 38,400, debtors, trade receivables, debtors 12,020, bank 6690. So these are all the assets to be closed. So we are to total up the amount. We can use a shortcut. See, the total of the asset side is given, and we know that we have just left one item here. So just leave 3,000 out of this. So 2,01,300 will be the total. It should be the total here. Now close all liabilities, various liabilities. So we have 10% debentures. You are looking at these liabilities. So creditors, so it is 15,000. Creditors 4,350. Bills payable 3,000. 22,350. Now after closing all assets and liabilities, so we have got rid of all this. We are just left with these green marked accounts, which will be settled in the next phase. So now we are to get the purchase consideration from Y Limited, and Y Limited's consideration has been decided as 1,24,750. Now settle remaining assets. If any asset is not taken over, sell it. If any liability is not taken over, pay it along with the expenses. Nothing is here. All assets taken over, all liabilities taken over, and even expenses are also done by the purchasing company. So we can simply close. It's a very simple question if you do the analysis closely. Now we find that this is going to be higher, so we shall be having a loss. So who has this loss? This loss belongs to equity shareholders, and by that we do remember that when we closed all these, we forgot one thing: preference shares. Since they are to be paid at higher amount, their claim is 22,500, we are paying them 10% more, so it has a loss. So we should write here preference shareholders account, loss on payment 2250. So now our totals are going to be different. All right, so I just forgot this. So 2,03,550. So all losses must be adjusted before we close the account. Okay, so after recording of all assets, all liabilities, then closing purchase consideration, and then transferring the preference shareholders payment, finally profit or loss is determined. So you can balance the two sides, and the difference is coming out to be 56,450, which is the loss which will be transferred to equity shareholders account. Preference shareholders account. Sometimes we are also asked to prepare preference capital account or equity share capital account. There is nothing in that account as such, because we just have a capital balance and which is closed in the holders account. So even if you are to prepare the capital account, you will just record the balance and then it is transferred to the shareholders account. So preference shareholders are having their claim of preference share capital, against which they are given equity shares in Y Limited. We know that they are to be paid 24,750. So realization account 2250. Loss on payment. This you can very well identify. We have already recorded it. Okay. So beforehand we knew the amount and we have recorded it. So this is a kind of cross entry. Now close equity shareholders account. Okay. So in the equity shareholders account, we are to give them all of their claim along with any further profits or losses. So their claim in the business is their capital, their reserves, all reserves, and an accumulated loss. So give everything to them. So you can fill up the details here. So they have a share over their capital, which is 90,000. Then you have their capital reserve 18,800. Then you have their general reserve. So I would like you people to pause your video and note down the question so that you can understand the amounts. So these are all the amounts here. These amounts belong to them: capital reserve, general reserve, export profit reserve. So general reserve also 37,200. On the other side we have loss. So preliminary expense 3,000. Okay, so this was what was there in the balance sheet. After recording the amounts from the balance sheet, we have a loss on realization 56,450. So this loss will also be given a fresh loss. So realization account 56,450. Now we are to pay them, and as per the terms they are to be paid through the equity shares in Y Limited. Amount was 1 lakh. So you can feed in the amount and now you can check whether the account is balancing or not. So it should be 1,59,450, and here also 1,59,450. So that completes your equity shareholders account. Now the next account that we are to prepare is the account of purchasing company, that is Y Limited. So Y Limited's account, this is just a recording of the total consideration and how it is being received, right? So when this company is to pay us the consideration through realization, it became our debtor. So realization account with the amount of purchase consideration. Now we received it in the form of equity shares in Y Limited. So 1,24,750. So this is just a presentation of this. Herein we can note down here 12,475 shares of 10 rupees each. This can be given in detail, which you can very well see here. Total number of shares being issued at 10 rupees. So that completes this. If we are to prepare bank account, nothing new is here because this company is not having any receipts or payments. It was having a balance of how much? 6690, and which was closed in realization account. So this is how we close books of the vendor company. I hope this is clear to you. We are just to understand the set of accounts and how to close them. Now while closing the accounts, just remember that in the realization all profits and losses goes, and in the realization, after recording profit or loss on preference shareholders payment, then it is closed and the total loss is given to equity shareholders. So this loss belongs to equity shareholders. This is the cross posting, and the final payment is made, and we can very well check that the payment is similar to what we got.